Muy buenas noches. Good night to all. Hope you guys are doing great tonight. Woohoo! Little bit of motivation over here. Yeah, I know Cavan knows a little bit about this. Yep. Yes, sir. Yep. Up and down our Deans, baby. Yep. Yep. Get some, baby. Come on. You miss that, baby. Yo sé que extrañas esas carreritas. Buenas noches. Con una noche más de Etzin Consulting en mi página etzinconsultation.com. Este es el sargento de comando mayor retirado Ed Centeno. This is retired Command Samir Ed Centeno with another live from Etzin Consulting. You can find me at etzinconsultation.com. That is my website, and I'm going to give you some updates that I did on my website. Voy a estar hablando en español una parte y la otra en inglés cuando empiece el live como tal, pero quiero proyectar lo que puse nuevo en el website para que vean lo que hay nuevo. So I just want to project what is new on my website. So thank you again for another live. We're going to have an interesting topic tonight, but again, thank you, just helping veterans out there. You can share this, please. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm actually going live on Facebook and also on YouTube. And what do? I help veterans out there. This is, I do VA claims, do federal resumes, do also retirement projection from the military or for any job, in special federal jobs. More to come, 4.5 years to retire completely, and you'll be surprised how much more I'm going to bring into this stuff. And also I have a notary public stamp, so you need it, you live in the Central Florida area, let me know, I can meet you or I can bring my services. So aquellos que no saben lo que yo hago, yo hago resúmenes federales, también hago preparaciones para retiro y proyección de retiro en beneficios, no tan solo a miembros de servicio, también a sus esposas y cónyuges. También hago discapacidad de veteranos, eso es lo más que me estoy concentrando ahora. Y más adelante voy a hacer muchas cosas más. Me quedan 4 años y medio para retirarme, and I can wait so I can go fully open on this thing and I can bring it up. También tengo la estampa de notaría pública. Si necesitas y vives en la área del Central Florida, déjame saber y te puedo ayudar. Muy buenas noches. De verdad que he estado muy ocupado trabajando. I've been super busy working, but here I am. I'm going to touch those Cavan, man. I miss you. My friend LaRose, brother. Thank you for tuning in, man. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you guys and the family are doing great, man. Thank you for tuning in, my brother. For those out there that follow me again, those ladies that like to look pretty, my wife has a lot of clearing stuff that she's selling. You can find her at 7 Heaven Boutique. You can find her information there. She has a Facebook page and also she has a website, so she has a lot of stuff for clearing. So please follow her and find out if you have something that you want to buy. Like I always said, this is information is not sponsored or paid by any U.S. military entity or affiliate. This is a consultation business. I am representing myself, and I am not representing the government by any means. This is basically a consultation business. I do have a lot of experience, also, almost 28 years of service in federal government. I did 25, almost 26 in the military, and retired as a command sergeant major. So I do have a lot of experience. I have traveled to the system, and I know how to work the system. Okay, that's the key. I know how to work the system, right? I know that Rose and Kevin can talk about that, right? We had a lot of fights, but I think we won it all so far. All of them we have won. So, brother Gigit, man, my brother Killer, how you doing, man? Thank you, man. Thank you for helping me out, man, for everything you do. Thank you so much, man. So something I'm gonna put in before I start in the live is a new ad to the website that I put in, and of course with the help of my friend Killer. And there's 3 ways that you can reach me for consultation, okay? And that's what I want to talk about here briefly before I go into the show tonight. So you can actually, this is my website, etsingconsultation.com. Again, etsingconsultation.com. Pretty easy website to navigate to, okay? Let me change my screen over here for a second. Really, really easy website to navigate to, etsingconsultation.com. All right, brother, thank you so much. So there's 3 ways for now that you can set up an appointment with me, okay? You can find my phone number is all the way to the bottom, okay? You can either send me a text, you can call me, all right? Make sure you leave your name, email, and I can get back to you. You can text me or call me. Or you can also set up, this is a face-to-face, okay? If you want to set up a face-to-face. We can also set up a telephonic call, okay? So I can set up a telephonic call depending when we have time available. And you can also, in the website, go and do a Zoom meeting, okay? All you gotta do is pretty self-explanatory, click in the Zoom meeting, and it takes you to the steps. So I'm adding this because I think I give the opportunity to people to actually to log in, and you can find the times that I have. My time right now is limited because I do work and I do ministry. Also, that's the first thing that I do, serve the Lord, and I'm not afraid to say that. And so my time right now is limited, but in the future, I'm gonna have way more time and the times are gonna expand. But those are the 3 ways you can get my services, etsingconsultation.com, okay? If you have any questions, you can send me an email also. I get it and I reply. I'm meeting a client on Friday from the Marines. So I'm getting a lot of inquiries and questions, but that's how I can help you through the website, okay? So I just want to put that out there. Also, I have a phone number that you can call at the end of the show or live or podcast, how you want to call it. If you have any question you want to address when the live is over or almost over, I'm going to open a window for like 10 to 5 minutes. You can send me a message in Facebook that you want to call me, and I put my headphones on and I can listen to your call, and everybody else can listen also to the call, okay? And thanks to my brother over here that hooked me up with all this stuff, Killer, and thank you, brother. So I'm ramping it up because I want to put my name out there and compete with other people that are doing this. The difference is I speak Spanish. That's the reason I said I was gonna talk portion of this at the beginning in Spanish, but I also, of course, speak English, and that's the reason I'm doing the shows in English so everybody can get the benefit. I was translating before and doing half Spanish, half English. It's a lot of work. My point is, if you speak Spanish better, let me know, and I can do the consultation in Spanish through Zoom or whatever. I mean, whatever is you prefer. Also for the wife or service members, okay? Wife or service member. Hey, Chief, Mina, brother, thank you for tuning in. So if you're a spouse of a service member and you need consultation for any other reasons, I'm talking about the benefits that you don't know that you have, you can also reach out to me, okay? Just check out my website, etsingconsultation.com. I also have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe. I can't say that enough. If you subscribe, you're helping me out to help others out there. When I'm saying I'm competing with other people, I'm saying that there's a lot of people doing this, but you'll be surprised how much I can help you with the experience that I have. So check my website, subscribe to my channel, and let's go right into the topic of tonight, okay? Thank you so much. Let's change my screen over here for a second again. All right. Okay. So tonight we're gonna have last live we talked about veterans over here in the state of Florida, the great benefits that you can have in the state of Florida for those that are 100% disabled here in Florida. Hey, Bobby, my brother, man, miss you, brother. Thank you for tuning in, man. Saludos, mi hermano. Gracias por conectarte. So those veterans or their service members that live here in Florida, if you don't know your benefits, please reach out. There's so many benefits here in the state of Florida. That's what I talked last week. You can check my past video on Facebook, and all the information is there, and also on YouTube. Today I'm just going to concentrate in a small video because I did a video about this, but what I'm finding out is that a lot of service members don't know if they actually qualify to submit a VA claim. So I'm just gonna have a short video here, and then I go into the news at the end, because the content of the video in YouTube, I find out that a lot of people just want to jump right into the topic. And then if they want to stay, because I allowed people to, like I said, if they want to call, we're going to receive phone calls. Or also, if they want to put comments, we interact. People that dial in, I know them, that those that put comments, I know them for a while. So, we like to have a little of a chat here, and having a little chat and having fun. That's what it's all about. But this is going to be a short video, okay, tonight, and we're going to concentrate on how do you know if you have a valid claim. How do you know if something happened while you were on service that you don't know that actually qualify for you to put a VA claim? That's what we're going to talk about real briefly. Video, it's not going to be that long, but we have to touch some topics here so you understand what am I saying this. There's a lot of service members out there that don't even know that they qualify to submit a VA claim, and you're missing out. Especially next year, we're getting a raise, like a 8.2, 8.7 raise. And if you don't put a VA claim and you qualify for it, those are being out already, and those are TPU también can do it. They can do it also. You're missing out. You're missing out benefits for your family. You're missing out benefit for yourself, and you're missing out in money that can help you and your family to continue to move forward, and especially in this world that we live in, that the economy is the way it is. Before we start with some points, must understand that the VA system, and I can emphasize this is enough, the VA system is complex and have a network or offices or departments that is a network. We need to understand that. You might think that all of them talk to each other, are connected 100%, but they're not. And I'm going to give you some examples so you can understand that when you're dealing with VA, you have to be smart enough or to understand the system so you can navigate to the system. And that's how I can help you. I'm 100% totally permanent disabled. I do still work for the government. I am not representing the government right now, but a lot of people don't know that either, service members, that they can have 100% total and permanent and still work. And I do have a video on that. If you want that information, I can give you that information too. The best example I'm going to give you, the best example that I can give you right now, for you to understand that the VA system is so complex is, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples here, is that when you submit a VA claim, you submit into the VA claims department, okay? And you might think that when you're getting services in the VA hospital, which is a hospital, the VA hospital is a hospital, and you might think that they talk to the VA's department, claims department. They do, but they don't have a good 100% connection, meaning that you have to provide, if you submit a VA claim, you have to talk to other departments so you can get the information that they need. So you will think that it'll be connected, that it's not. Another example that I'm going to give you is for service members that have a connection. And I know some people that are here connected do have a connection. And you will think that VA has that information, and they don't. And I give an example. Now they're getting better with the days that you do for battle assemblies. And you guys know what I'm talking about, because at the end of the year, you get that letter that says, hey, you did this many mutas or training, and you own this money back to the VA. So that didn't happen 15 years ago. That's a system that they've been increasing to help service members to understand that at the end of the year, they're going to lose some money. You will think that the VA and the Department of Defense talk to each other, but you'll be surprised they don't. There's two separate departments, and you need to be able to navigate to those systems, which is the government, and the government move super slow. And I know you're going to get frustrated, but you need to understand that in order for you to understand that when you submit, if you qualify to submit a VA claim, you need to understand how to navigate to the system. Another example that I talked about is the Department of Defense. I talked about that. Also, veterans disabilities compensations, we need to understand that it's based on percentages and ratings and formulas. And I'm going to have another video on the math that they use, which is super complicated. But if I show you my math for my combinations of disabilities, it adds up to like 160 or 170 and 180, but I only qualify for 100% in pay. Does that make any sense? It doesn't. So the math that they use, you'll be surprised, and I'm gonna have another video so you understand the difference in the math that they use that is complex. There's a lot of service members out there that don't know they're like 2 points shy of 100%. And I have another video so you can understand that part better. So let's talk about the video tonight. It's gonna be real short before I go into the news and I open it up and somebody wanna call or put comments. Be more than welcome to put comments. But how do I identify that I qualify for a claim? As a service member, even if you're in service right now, how do I know as a service member that I'm gonna be able to submit a VA claim? Okay? So step number one or number one is you need to understand if you qualify for a VA disability in order to find out if you qualify for the VA claim. What does that mean? You need to understand the system. And I'll give you a good example right now. And this is for TPUs, an example. If something happened to you during battle assembly, all right? You ended up in the hospital. They do a LOD, all right? A line on duty investigation. And you don't save that information, if you get a profile what a TPU, a reservist, a National Guard, and you don't have that information, you will not be able to submit a VA claim because it's going to be hard for you to prove the nexus that happened while on service. So you need to identify those things, okay? To understand that you qualify. As a service member, if something happened to you while in service, not only TPU, reservist, National Guard, active duty component, and you don't go to the hospital and you have that paperwork, that profile, you will not have that nexus to the service. And that's number one. You need to understand that. Most of the people, service members that I'm helping, they either lack the documentation or they did not record it, the information, or they lost the medical documentation. And that is sad because you're missing out to process the VA claim fast and to get it approved. Point number two, you need medical documentation. You can get this from your medical records and service records. If you don't have your medical records, for those that are out already of the military, I can help you out, all right? You need your medical records and service records. I just had a question today of somebody that I'm helping. Why service records? Difference between medical records and service records. Service records are administrative records. DD-214, everything that has to do with service records, awards, and you might say when you went to basic training, when you went to AIT, even evaluations, believe it or not. And you might say, why does that matter? Because in there, you'll be surprised when you find information that can link you with other medical documentation, and you can link the service connection and the nexus to the service. That's why that is so important. So that's point number two. You have to make sure that you can get your medical records and also your service records. I cannot emphasize this enough for those that are still in service. If you're still in service, make sure that you make copies of your medical records. I cannot emphasize that enough because you'll be surprised when you're gonna need them, you're not gonna have them. So make copies before you get out on that last PHA or medical event. Just make copies of your medical records. Trust me, it will save you a ton of headaches. Point number three, identify the condition that occur in service or while in service, or really important, if a condition that you think that it wasn't big enough that actually aggravated through the time in service. And I give you an example, and this happens a lot in the TPU, in the Reserve and National Guard. You have a soldier doing an APFT, now it's called ACFT, and he strained an ankle, something happened. And the service member say, you know what, I feel okay, I am not gonna put I'm not gonna go to the hospital, I'm not gonna go to the LOD process, and whatever, I'm not gonna care about it. Then 5 years later, or 2 years later, even a year, 6 months, he started having problem with that ankle. What happens? he missed the opportunity to actually to address the issue at the beginning when it happened. So even though he still can do an LOD, right? But he has to default, and it's hard for that to go back for the event that happened, because then you're gonna need sworn statements. It's gonna be a whole nother ball game. So it'll save you a headache if you actually identify the condition or the accident that happened while in the service, okay? And again, you need to understand the aggravation of the condition. Many times we service members have a condition and don't want to find out if we qualify. Sometimes we go to combat, and I'm gonna address this one in a second, that we don't develop issues or concerns or conditions of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, for years, 5, 7, 8 years. But if you don't address it at the post-deployment, when you come back, then you're missing out. And I'm gonna give you my example because, especially us men service members, right? We don't wanna say that we have issues, right, to the chain of command. Those days are over. We all do, especially you went to combat, all right? And I give you my experience, and I'm not ashamed to say it because a lot of service members need to understand that it's not normal for the stuff that you do in service and while you're in combat. All right, hypervigilant, for example, that's one of them. Hypervigilant. Don't tell me that you're not gonna be vigilant when you know that you're getting orders, and those that have been in combat know that. You don't have to be actually in action to be murdered. You guys been there, okay? So you can give examples. My point is, you're missing out if you don't address the issue right in there. You need to understand that, all right? So you're missing out if you don't address the issue while in service, all right? Time is of an essence when you do this stuff. Because if not, it's gonna be real hard for you and difficult to prove the VA claim or that you have a valid claim. Point number 4, once you identify that you might have a condition, link the condition to the service and collect all the medical information. I talked about that before. You need to collect all medical information. What does that mean? Did I go to the hospital to do an LOD? Even though you send that through the unit, I know a partner here, I know your AUA, you deal with this a lot, but papers get lost in the military a lot. If you don't make copies, that's on you, because that's your proof that you have an LOD, all right? If it was processed or not, I'm talking about the nexus to submit a VA claim. You need that medical documentation, especially if you have a LOD that was signed by a doctor. They giving you a diagnosis. That's super important for you to understand. Point number 5, seek advice. You can do this many different ways. This is what I'm doing. I'm giving you advice. But remember that the more knowledge you learn about the system, the stronger your claim is going to be. All right? So you need to understand that. The more information that you gain about the condition, about how the system works, about how the network works, the more efficient and the higher the chances are going to be for you to actually to gain or to win your VA claim. And that's where I come in and I can help you with this. Almost done, guys. This is not going to be, I wonder what he meant about the UA. You know exactly what I meant. You know exactly what I meant. So listen, a lot of people that are here know me. You guys, I have served with you. And the only reason I'm doing this is to help veterans out there, service members. And I seen the need for this kind of help because like I told you before, lawyers to charge a lot of money for this. I'm doing it for a way low amount of money. And I just want to help service members out there. But point number 6 is when you seek advice, you will be able to find out if your conditions meet the criteria for nexus to service or the condition was aggravated through the service. Killer, that's right. Killer is going to take care of that. So that's why you need expertise and advice, okay? If you need a consultation, check out my website, ETSINconsultation.com. I can help you out to understand if you qualify for a VA claim. That's what I'm here for. Okay, and I'm almost done. I'm gonna go into the news again. It was gonna be a short video. All right, I'm gonna cover some news, Army times, and some stuff that is going on. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is gonna be left on the YouTube channel. Once I'm done with the content, I put some links in there. If you have any questions, let me know. But to summarize what I just talked about, how do you know if you qualify for a VA claim? You need to understand the system, like I said, the networking system. You need to understand that you need documentation to link the Nexus to the service. Without the documentation, you will not be able, to prove that happened in the service. I cannot emphasize that enough. You need documentation to prove that the condition, the accident happened in the service. I cannot emphasize that enough. And the last one is seek expertise. I can help you out on that, okay? So we're gonna go right into the news. I know a lot of partners here have a lot of comments. Let me see what I got. Take advantage. He's retired now. Anyways, if somebody want to call, let me know. And I'm gonna give you, once I'm done with the news, if anybody want to call, the phone number is 321-710-5570. Again, 321-710-5570. If you want to call, let me know, so I'll be ready. I have to put my my headphones on. But again, if you call, everybody's gonna listen to the conversation. What I'm trying to do is help to people to make their opinion, to give their experiences, so we can help those that need help. That's all I'm doing, okay? I want to help veterans out there. That's the reason I'm doing this. So eventually, I'm going to invite people to the live. That's the reason I'm doing that. I also have the ability to invite people in Zoom meetings. I'm going to do that too. So if you're in this show, won't be surprised that I call you and I'll tell you you want to join me in a live, especially those that are about to retire or when you retire, because this is going to turn to something really, really interesting. Okay, so we're going to go right into the news. Okay, this is pretty recently. Okay, let me change my screen over here for a second. Okay, here we go. LOL, there you go, buddy. Let me zoom this a little bit. Okay, it's at 125. Okay, so let me put my glasses, guys. I'm sorry, man. All CSM is feeling the heat over here. So this is an 8.7. We talked about this. This has to do with the cost of living boost, 8.7, and this has to do with Social Security. I'm going to read some of it, really important. Also for those that retire, okay? I know, Cavan or Killer, do you guys know the percentage that you guys are going to get for pay raise for next year? Do you guys know? If you do, please let me know. You can put it on the comments. So this is a 8.7 cost of living increase in their Social Security benefits starting in December. So you're gonna see some of this for those out there that qualify in December. The big boost reflects the rising cost inflation throughout the last year. So you're gonna see this because of course the cost of living has increased. You know, the gas prices are going up and all that stuff about that. The gas prices, you know, that's all I can say about that. The Blue Falcon, I can say on that one. The move will directly affect about 65 million Americans receiving Social Security benefits. Administration officials says the average beneficiary is gonna get at least like $140 a month. Hey, that's some good money, right? And also, it says here that the announcement also impacts veterans and military retirees whose benefits increases are tied into Social Security figure. So that's really important to know. I'll post this link for those out there. 8.7, that's a big hike. I talked about also, oh wow, so that's 9%. This is from the source over here. So the military is getting a 9% base pay, close to $350 on BAH, started 1st October to qualify. What does FLW stand for, brother? What is that? I'm sorry, I'm rusty on these terms. Okay, let me continue while I get an answer for that. 9%, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. The Navy over here, for Leonard Ward, got it. I see, got it. So that's in for Leonard Ward. I see, because it has to do. I got it. I see what you're saying. BAH. I got it now. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Navy reports progress, including DD-214's backlog. I guess it was a backlog of DD-214s in the Navy. I do have some friends that have served in the Navy, and I guess they were backed up for thousands and thousands of retirements and also separations, DD-214s, which you and I know that you need your DD-214 to claim to do a VA claim. Not all locations qualify, so that's good to know. So not all locations qualify for the 9% base pay raise for the service members. So this is from the Navy again. They were backlogged. They said they have increased. Navy official says this week that they are making a meaningful dent in addressing pay and paperwork backlogs. And I talked about some numbers. As of Friday, the Navy had cleared its backlog of sailors who separated before September 30th and were still waiting on their DD-214. That is crazy, because you guys know you need your DD-214 in order to retire and also to get your benefit. This summer, says over here, the officials said they were grappling with a backlog of more than 4,200 separation and retirement transactions. That is crazy. This is from the Navy. Your DD-214 is important. Without the DD-214, you have no proof that you actually serve. Even for unemployment, which a lot of service members don't know that they qualify. Hey, Lolean, gracias por conectarte. For those service members out there, there's a lot of them that do not know that they qualify for unemployment. And you need your DD-214. Tú necesitas la 214 para reclamar ayuda de desempleo. Without that, you will not be able to apply for unemployment. You need your DD-214. So this is crazy. I didn't know this. This is pretty recent. This is from October 18. Estas noticias son de octubre 18. Y aparentemente están arreglando el asunto. So vamos a ver qué sucede. Let's see what happened with that. I found this other news over here, which is awesome. And this has to do with, esto tiene que ver con VA offers more than $11 million. Es lo que está dando un programa de veteranos a personas que son homeless, que no tienen hogar. Y esto es bien interesante porque it's to provide legal services for homeless veterans, okay? And I'm going to read you part of it. My point is there's a lot of benefits out there that a lot of service members don't know. And as far as homeless veterans, I think it's sad that we have homeless veterans out there. Creo que es bien triste que sepamos que tenemos veteranos que no tienen dónde dormir y que tienen este problema. And I'll be honest with you, I have helped homeless. I love to help people. And I have seen and talked to homeless that have served this great country and they have gone to combat. And the problem that I've seen is that they don't know how to apply for benefits. Ellos no saben cómo aplicar para beneficios, which I think is super sad. Because the system is designed for you to use it, but if you don't know how to use it, you're going to miss out on the benefits. But this specific one over here is funding to provide legal services for homeless veterans. And this is what is applied for, is to provide representation in landlord-tenant dispute to prevent eviction. This is to prevent them if they're going to get evicted because they have no money to pay the rent, okay? Assisting with court proceedings for child support, custody, or state planning. También está ayudando con la manutención o procesos legales cuando están lidiando con la manutención. And I have seen service members that are living under a bridge because they cannot pay the child support. I've seen it with my own eyes. Lo he visto con mis propios ojos, which is sad. I think we deserve better, and I think that veterans that have served this country and are willing to die for this country deserve better. But this is awesome. I found this information. I'm going to add it to the YouTube channel, to the link. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's a lot of money for legal funding to help homeless veterans out there. I don't know if you guys seen also in this topic of homeless. No sé si han visto en este tópico de personas que no tienen hogar, that when you submit a claim nowadays, it asks you that question specific. Te pregunta eso en específico si tienes hogar or you're homeless. They're asking you for that question because there's benefits out there that there's money to help those that don't have a place to live. Okay, so this is the last news over here, and this is pretty interesting. And this is coming from, let me see, okay. This is coming from Army Special Operations Command. And this is talking about what they're doing to deal with the distress of recruiting. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Army met his quota or their quota of recruiting service members. Ellos no llegaron a la cuota que tenían para reclutar personas. Creo que estaban bajo 14,000 or 15,000, I think it was. Cavan or you guys, anybody can answer that. I think they were short 14,000. So this is something they're doing to boost out and to bring people in, for special forces community or special forces MOSs or support MOSs that support special forces. So this is what they're doing. Again, Army Special Operations Command aims to reserve recruiting walls. So this is what they're doing. They're actually implementing the 18 X-ray program. And this is when you enlist, they give you the choice to go to airborne school, to Special Forces Assessment and Selection. I did go to selection. Those that know me, is on my record. I went to selection twice. I did not get selected. That's part of my resume. And that's another story, but I did finish the selection. I just didn't get selected because of a math test. Can you believe that? Anyways, and it happened to me twice. I'm not good in math. And even though I studied for the second time, I still scored low in the math test. Anyways, so also for 37 X-rays, and that's for PSYOPs or psychological operations, and also to contract to offer applicants a shot to join the 75th Ranger Regiment. This is a specialties that they're lacking of in those specialties. So this is really important because they have bonuses out there, tienen bonos y dinero que están dando por estos trabajos. So, those that tune in late, yo sé que, Oyan, sé que te conectaste un poquito más tarde. El contenido del video está al principio, como la primera media hora, y es si cualificas para una discapacidad de veterano. También hablé de mi website, que pueden verla ahí. Entonces, ahí me pueden enviar un mensaje. También mi número de teléfono está ahí. So my phone number is there too. También dije que si hay alguna persona que necesita la información en español, que me dejen saber. So those that need the information in Spanish, you can let me know so I can help you out. So again, I've been going since 7:30. Sí, se queda grabado. Se queda grabado en Facebook. Cuando termino, se queda grabado en Facebook, y también tengo el canal de YouTube que edito y pongo los links de la información que proveí en este live. Si necesitas ayuda, avísame. Mi website está ahí, mi número de teléfono también, y me avisa, estamos aquí para servirle. Pero bien importante lo que hablé. También le puedes pasar esta información a tu esposo, ¿está bien? Si necesitan cualquier ayuda, estoy aquí todavía en la Florida Central. So that's it for tonight. If anybody has any questions, again, this is the time which I open it for phone calls. If anybody has any questions specific, 321-710-5570. Let me know. If I don't have any questions, estoy tratando de tener contenido todas las semanas. I'm trying to bring content every week. I'm trying my best. I work. I'm not making an excuse. Yo trabajo todavía 4 años y medio para retirarme completamente, pero aquí estoy para su servicio. And that's what I like to do, man. I like to help people. I like to help veterans. So this is what I'm here for. You guys have any questions, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. No se olviden de suscribirse a mi canal de YouTube. Está el link también en mi página de Facebook de consulting. Por favor, me ayudan a ayudar a otros. That's what I'm doing, okay? The more subscribers I get, the more people I can get, the more word I can get, so people can see who I am and I can put my name out there. I'm doing this to help service members and their spouses too, because a lot of spouses out there don't know the benefits that they have. Y también lo quiero hacer por las esposas de los miembros de servicios, porque tampoco algunas veces saben los beneficios que tienen, y eso es bien importante, y voy a traer videos más adelante de ayudas que también tienen los familiares. Y les voy a dar el último para que sepan esto, para que sepan lo importante que es saber esto. Si usted puede luchar una discapacidad o el miembro de servicio de 30%, ya puede añadir sus familiares, y eso es dinero extra. Si usted tiene un porcentaje de 6% total y permanente en el estado de Florida, sus hijos estudian de gratis. Your family members go to college for a college degree for free. You cannot beat that. I cannot say that enough. Okay? So you need any help, I do have a video. I talked about that on last video, the benefits of 100% here in the state of Florida. I'm here to help. Thank you guys. We can talk here for hours. Alberto Centeno, gracias. I know there's some people that dialing a little bit late. Again, I hope to see you next week. Let me know, put your comments, subscribe to my channel. I really thank you guys for tuning in. De verdad que muchas gracias. I'm here to help you, okay? So with no more questions, man, thank you guys, man. Nos vemos la semana que viene, okay? Cuídense, que tengan una semana bonita. Take it easy, guys. Have a great night. Bless you all. Retired Commander Mayor Centeno. Sargento Mayor retirado Ed Centeno. Good night to all, brothers. Take it easy, man. Good night to all. Bye-bye.